Are you next? That's the question every Hamilton homeowner should be losing sleep over, because a 24% price crash, that's just the trailer. The movie, the real bloodbath, starts when the mortgage renews. That renewal letter isn't just mail, it's a loaded gun pointed straight at your equity. Drop safe in the comments if you think you're bulletproof. Drop tight if you know the squeeze is already here. Or say nothing so we know you're sleepwalking straight into foreclosure. This spring, I sat at a kitchen with a couple who thought they had time. They looked at me dead in the eye and said, "We'll wait until renewal." On paper, sure, stretch it 6 months, save a few $1,000, but now I'm selling that same house today for $100,000 less than the closest comp down the street. That decision, waiting for renewal, it cost them 6 figures. They tried to save $5,000 in payments and just lost $100,000 in equity. That's not strategy, that's financial suicide. But here's the craziest part. Not everyone's drowning. A small group of Hamilton homeowners, they're slipping out clean, selling in days, not months. Click the link below to find out how. Here's the trap most Hamilton homeowners are walking into right now. Because the crash you've been watching on the news, that's already happened. The real disaster is the renewal bomb ticking under your feet. When it goes off, foreclosures won't just trickle through Hamilton, they'll flood the street. Think about this. Home values already dropped 24% from the peak. Some GTA pockets down 40%. Sales cut almost in half since 2021. And forced bank sales up 111% in a single year. September alone, 204 homes seized by lenders. That's 5 families every single day in this region losing their house to the bank. And this is before the real wave of renewals has even hit. A homeowner on West Mountain thought it was safe, bought in 2021 for $1.1 million. Today, it's worth $775. But that wasn't the killer. The killer was the renewal. His payment jumped from $2,600 to $4,500 overnight. 2 months later, the for sale sign wasn't his idea, it was the bank's. That's the nightmare. It's not just values falling, it's your payment doubling while your house is worth less. And most people, they're waiting for it. They're about to lose $50,000 in equity to save $5,000 in payments. Penny wise, pound foolish. And by the time they realize it, a lot of the times the bank already has the keys. So the question isn't if the renewal bomb goes off, it's when the letter lands in your mailbox, when your payments double, when the bank comes knocking. Because here's the most shocking part. A handful of Hamilton homeowners already escaped, and the way they did it will blow your mind. You think the letter in the mail is scary? Wait until the wave hits all at once. Because here's the truth. Hamilton isn't ready for what's about to happen. Tens of thousands of mortgages are set to renew across the city in the next few years, and Hamilton is ground zero. Picture this. Whole streets, whole neighborhoods, house after house, each family opening the same envelope. Payments jumping $2,000 a month. One house goes under, that's sad. 50 houses on one street, that's a foreclosure zone. That's the contagion. We're already seeing the symptoms. Listings pile up, 5 months of inventory, the most we've seen in years. Buyers gone silent, and every single forced sale dragging down the neighborhood's value. Your neighbor's foreclosure doesn't just hurt them, it lowers your appraisal, it scares your buyers, it pulls you underwater with them. And here's the kicker. It's not just the broke who get hit, it's the middle class, the so-called safe, good jobs, nice cars. They renew, they double, they break. Because the math doesn't care about your lifestyle. The bank doesn't care about your pride. Numbers don't negotiate. Half the city trapped like that? That's not a slowdown, that's a blackout. What happens to jobs when families stop spending? What happens to neighborhoods when for sale signs turn into bank sale signs? What happens to Hamilton when the crash isn't just about prices, but about every single person tied to a mortgage? And if you think you're immune, look closer, because maybe you don't renew this year, maybe you're locked in for 12 more months. But when your neighbors get hammered, your value falls anyway. You don't need to miss payments for the market to punish you. This is why waiting is the most dangerous strategy of all. Because waiting doesn't just affect you, it puts you at the mercy of everyone else's failure. And right now, failure is spreading through Hamilton like a virus. So ask yourself, if this is what the city looks like before the renewal wave even peaks, what happens when the tidal wave actually lands? Because spring is the moment everyone in Hamilton is counting on. But spring isn't a comeback. Spring is a slaughter. Next, I'll show you exactly why spring. The season Hamilton has always put its hope in. Buyers come back, sales go up, prices bounce. At least that's the myth. This time, spring isn't a comeback. Spring is a slaughter. Here's why. Every agent in this city is whispering the same poison. Wait until spring. That's when the buyers return. But look at the numbers. In 2021, by this point in the year, Hamilton had sold over 7,300 homes. This year, barely 3,900. Half of the buyers are gone. They're not waiting for tulips to bloom. They're gone for good. So what happens when everyone who's drowning waits until spring to list? Inventory surges, choices explode, and buyers, the few who are left, circle like sharks. You slash your price just to get noticed, your neighbor slashes theirs, and down goes the whole block. That's not a recovery, that's cannibalism. I've watched it play out before. Hamilton 2022, thousands of people thought they could just wait it out. They stacked their listings in the spring market. By May, they got eaten alive. Values didn't rise, they collapsed. Whole postal codes gutted. Do you think Hamilton's immune? Here's the cliff most homeowners are standing at the edge of that they don't see coming. By spring, renewal pain and mass listings collide. You're not just competing with your neighbor's house, you're competing with the bank sales. The banks don't negotiate, they dump. Every foreclosure listed 50K under market drags 10 regular homes down with it. That's the contagion. And here's the twist. Most agents won't tell you this because they need your listing. They'll buy your hope just to stick their sale sign in your lawn. Let's list high and see what happens. You've heard that line before. What happens is simple. You sit, you bleed, you chase the market down until the only offer left is the one the bank makes. So let's be clear, spring isn't the safety net, it's the execution date. The calendar most people think is their rescue is actually their reckoning. And here's the real nightmare. A handful of Hamilton homeowners have already figured this out. They saw the slaughter coming and they escaped. How they pulled it off is part of what changes everything. Some Hamilton homeowners already slipped out clean. While their neighbors drowned, they sold in days and escaped. But here's the truth. This isn't ending, it's accelerating. 204 homes seized by banks in a single month. That's not a trend, that's an avalanche. And 70% of Canadian mortgages haven't even renewed yet. This isn't a storm, it's a tidal wave hitting the city with no lifeboats. And the real tidal wave hasn't even hit yet. When it does, Hamilton won't be bleeding, it will be gutted. Some houses are already down 40%. Some owners still owe the bank more than their house is worth. They can't refinance, they can't sell without bleeding. They're trapped underwater watching the banks circle above. So let's end where we started. Are you next? Because this isn't theory, it's already happening. Foreclosures are exploding, renewals are detonating, spring is the execution date. Some people already escaped. If you want to know how, it's in my seller survival guide. Click the link below to find out how.